This is Matrix Lord 212, and I'm very curious what the House of Mouse has to say about the House of M Marvel. I'm very curious what Disney's response is to putting out a comic book where a mass murderer is wearing the body of the greatest hero and decides to, just after killing thousands of people, just decide to become a hero. And I want to know what Disney's reaction is to wanting kids to look up to that or follow that or buy that. That is not something I think that Disney wants to comment on. And in this case, because Disney has bought Marvel Comics, I think Disney needs to step in and have a massive discussion with Marvel Comics. In fact, I think that Stan Lee needs to have say over what the heck just occurred, and there needs to be some type of repercussions or something done to fix this problem. Yes, as a corporate business, you want to make money to continue, but at the same time, you don't, when you lose your soul for the almighty dollar, and you become heartless, emotionless, and just like don't care or give a crap, that's when you put out books like this. That's when a corporation decides to put out a book like this, and you don't think about the comic that you're putting out for your fans. You don't think about your fans, period. All you're thinking about is to get a rise. And you know what? There's been a lot of crap going on in the comics that is just disgusting. And I would be very interested to know, and I really, really hope that Stan Lee and Kevin Smith are watching this video. I'm just Joe Schmo. I mean, I go by the name Matrix Lord 212 on YouTube, and sometimes I share it with Facebook. But I'm nothing, and these guys are legends. Kevin Smith and Stan Lee are legends, and I hope they get to see little old me with this video and my videos on Spider-Man, and I want their reaction. I really want to know what Stan Lee thinks of all these storylines. I want to know if they gave him the comics to read and what his opinion is of it, about Peter Parker making a deal with the devil, of Doc Ock taking over Peter Parker's body and messing around with Mary Jane. I mean, what is this? I mean, here's the thing. I know with the politics of it all, he can't really say what he really, really wants to say, because that's his bread and butter, and they could disassociate themselves with him, and even though he's the creator, and it really stinks that we don't get to see a real opinion. I think Kevin Smith would give the real opinion, because Kevin Smith is amazing, and he's doing other things, so we don't have to rely on an income from Marvel Comics. So, I really would like to know what Kevin Smith's take is on the two massive storylines. The one being Peter Parker making a deal with the devil to save a 90-year-old woman, pissing on the marriage, and basically erasing the Marvel Comics timeline for the first time in history that has been permanent. What does he think about that? How does he feel that they just pissed on all these writers and all their storylines and they threw them out the window? And what is he? And that hasn't been fixed, just like Uncle Ben hasn't been raised from the dead. And what does he think about this whole Doc Ock being a hero? I mean, how could you be a hero if you have the insane mentality, just like these people that shot these kids in a school? If you have this insane mentality of killing people, and then, even though this is just a comic book, I understand, don't get too serious, but you know what? It's a comic that kids are reading, it's a comic that adults are reading, and, where do you get off thinking that someone that evil could be good after that? You think he has a heart that, oh my God, I killed all these people and I could be good? I mean, are you kidding? Like, I don't understand. And also, you piss on the Avengers too, because this has happened so many times where someone has taken control of a hero or a mind thing or something for over 50 years, whatever, You would think, as strong as they are, they would have defenses against that, or they would know that someone took mind control over somebody. How many times has this been done in the comics? Like 50 times in the Avengers comic, where like the whole team was controlled. Come on, there's got to be something that, I don't understand this. I just don't. Why would he care about being a good guy, Doc Ock? He killed thousands of people. He's a villain. A villain. It's one thing if he didn't kill people. I mean, didn't he take over the Earth? Try to take over the Earth, didn't try to kill all these people? Hasn't he killed all these people? Like, are you kidding? And you're a hero now? You're selfish, you're greedy, you're money hungry, you're whatever, and now you're a hero? No, you're not. Why does he have to grant like anybody's wish? He can just do whatever he wants. That's just not believable. Sure, he's a better Spider-Man, a superior Spider-Man? No. Stupid. It just, I need to see this all over the news. I need to see Disney flat out. Like, I don't want to see this covered up. I want to see Disney pissed off. I want to see writers that have written the book before that are no longer with the company pissed off. I want to see who can actually talk and who can't talk. Who's working for Marvel that can't talk and the people are not working for Marvel Comics. I want to see. This is what we do, like, now in society. It's okay. This is okay. I know it's a comic, but give me a break. You put out that garbage where you have a mass murderer in the body of a hero? Really? I don't want to read what happens. I'm going to get the book today, but I don't want to read his adventures. He's not Peter Parker. And then the second issue, he's like sticking his tongue down Mary Jane's throat. No, I don't want to see that either. This is what you do, like? I think Marvel Comics needs to wake up. Seriously. And see what... do they even know what's going on? Do they let people do free reign and just like, oh, okay, we'll kill Captain America off in 9/11 and we'll, kill Spider-Man off during Stan Lee's birthday. We're going to, have Cyclops kill Professor X. Like, really? No. There's a thing that when these characters are created, like a Bible on how to handle these characters, what you could do, what you can't do. Stan Lee said it himself. He wanted it where it was believable, that Peter Parker would use his brain, that it's possible. He made his own web shooters, And then you got really crazy with the comic where you got time travel and body swapping, and then the comic book really became a comic book, where it's just phony. And when it's really, really phony, ridiculous, and you can laugh at it, and that movie companies wouldn't even look at that storyline, then you know something's wrong. And sometimes sales and money isn't everything, because overall, yeah, maybe Superior Spider-Man 1 would be phenomenally sales. Maybe 2 would be okay. But in the long run, you just damaged the book. Just like the Clone storyline, yeah, maybe the sales were great, but then you know what? I didn't see Peter Parker in a comic for like 2 years. A lot of my friends left, never came back. I stood in there waiting for it to... that made me sick. What was it, Spectacular Spider-Man 226? When Ben Reilly was announced as the real Spider-Man and Peter Parker was a clone for like all these years? But then, of course, later on they said, no, that was fully baloney. It was a plot by Norman Osborn to mess with Peter Parker and try to destroy his life and make him feel insignificant and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's just... yeah. Crappy storyline. Crappy resolution. It might have been a good storyline if they were resolved it right, but Peter Parker dying? A villain. Villain not giving a crap. Just being a hero all of a sudden after how many years of just... no. What are you going to do now? You're gonna have Peter Parker and an Octobot cloning Dr. Octopus and then going in his body and then Peter Parker actually being Doc Ock and trying to... a young Doc Ock and then trying to get his body back? What could you possibly do? What are you going to do? Oh, did I ruin that? Maybe that happened, or you planned that, where you see a young Doc Octopus and there's Peter Parker inside the body? Doc Ock could create body swapping technology, but he can't like contact the Jackal and say, "Hey, you want to clone my body and put my." How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I think he even worked with the Jackal before. So you mean to tell me like you go all to this trouble to create technology to swap bodies, but yet your buddy the Jackal could just clone your body, brand new, like a suit, 20 years old, and you know what? You could just transfer yourself in there. Oh, am I too comic booky for you? Wow. How does that make sense? Yeah, wasn't it Jackal? Don't they know each other? Come on. Oh my God, you didn't think of that, right? Technology that swaps your essence. And meanwhile, you could have just had the Jackal clone your Octavia's body and just go in there. The master planner, mind you. The master planner, the guy that plans every contingency, every single plan, didn't plan on knocking on the Jackal's door, giving him a couple million to clone a body for himself to go in there? Wow. Wow. That's a master planner for you that just didn't plan. Sorry I'm ripping, but you know what? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Makes no sense now, does it? Makes no sense now, does it? That he could have just did that. He knows the Jackal. He knows, he could just clone a body for himself and just hop in there. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, I'm losing my arm now. I'm losing my leg. I can't move. Now I'm like this and my arms. No. When he went to the doctors and he found that that was happening, he could have just went to the Jackal. And it could have been a storyline. They could have made a storyline out of it. They could have just made a clone. Boom, that's it. And then create the technology, just body swapping. But you're gonna risk dying, and in the end, and then wait to the very end, and then do it. And why? Because you have a grudge for Spider-Man? Is that what it is? Silly, very silly. If I was Doc Ock, I would have been a master planner. Giving a couple million to the Jackal, cloning the body, popping in there, then have my revenge on Spider-Man. Or do something else. But if your organs are failing and everything else, obviously you got to get out of that body, right? That you're going to wait till the last minute and then pop into Peter Parker's body, that's stupid. The master planner, mind you. Well, he may be the master planner, but, obviously that wasn't thought of when it was written, that he's the master planner, because he could have did that. Ridiculous. Another thing too, is it really Dan Slott's fault? I mean, isn't it true that sometimes they told that they have to write a storyline and they don't agree with it? I mean, wasn't that the whole thing with One More Day or Brand New Day, that the writers were forced to do something they didn't want to do? I mean, maybe it wasn't Dan Slott. Or maybe it is, who knows, but I'm gonna read the book today. Just wanted to make another video. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.